In Kaiserreich, Germany won the First World War, but what in that universe they also won the Second World War. That's called Kalterkrieg, and since everyone else is playing it, I'm going to try it out as well. But instead of playing as Germany, I'm going to play as the Russian state. As you can see, we're led by Mr. Boris and we've got some pretty bad debuffs. But that's alright. I mean, we are in a stalemate between us and the Germans, and there's a peace conference coming up which will determine the Russian ideology. Well, I'm not actually sure. This is my first time playing as Russia. Well, let's see. Now the first focus of the video was about Savinkov giving a New Year's speech, and it went pretty poorly. Our Russian focus tree is pretty small, but I think I'll expand later on in the video. But now it's time for us to rebuild Russia. Looks like this mod has a lot of lore. Well, just to break down this text for you, a lot of men fought in the Russian army during the Second World War, and they're not really satisfied with the aftermath. I mean, you can't blame them, the Russian state is in absolute anarchy. Now, Boris Savinkov did do some honorable things for Russia, but I think his Russian leadership has to come to an end. Now this guy, Vatutin, he used to be a former Soviet general, and I think he can lead our nation. So, hopefully, he can carry out the Soviet legacy. And we've completed the focus, rebuild the nation, and we can continue down our focus tree, and I'm going to choose tending to the home front, which gives us stability, and we need stability. Well, the July armistice is coming up very shortly, and we've got some extremely vital decisions to make, like this one. Should we encourage war, or no? Well, I'm going to say no, because I don't want to risk it all. I mean, Russia is in a pretty bad situation, so yeah. Well, the good news is that we can continue down our focus tree, and we actually get to the interesting part where we can develop our military. Well, looks like we have to go back to political decisions that I don't want to read all of the information of. Well, we've got some investigations, and it looks like that we're losing some stability. But at least we can continue down our focus tree. Never mind. We've got to continue down more political decisions that I actually have to read, because it's important. But it looks like that we're not doing so well. Hopefully, it'll be something like a revolt due to like low stability. I'm not really sure. Now we've got the decision calling in the army. We've got 3 options to choose from. But as previously stated in the video, I want to get Vatutin to lead our nation, so the top option it is. But that concludes the emergency trial, and we've got a new head of intelligence. But more importantly, we have got a bigger focus tree with actually good content. So let's see what we can do. Moving over to the right side of the focus tree, we've got some focuses which if we complete will give us some decisions which makes Savinkov a little bit less suspicious of us, because we're trying to overthrow his regime after all, aren't we? And a palace coup has just occurred, and as a result, Savinkov has disappeared from public view. I wonder what happened to him. Oh yeah, the peace conference between us and the Germans fell into the Germans' victory. They have retaken Eastern Ukraine and Belarus. Moving back to the political side of the Russian focus tree, we've got some focuses to choose from. Some of them will give some political leaders a leverage during the elections that's coming up. Now we've got to figure out what focuses to choose from if we want to get Vatutin to lead our nation. Today marks the day where Boris Savinkov passes away. This is a sad day for the Russian state, but it's not a sad day for Mr. Vatutin. An unexpected visitor has just arrived, and Vatutin is now in charge of Russia. Or it's now the Russian military government. Yes, I got it wrong. He's not a communist leader. He's a militarist. But that's alright, we've got a pretty sizable focus tree and a lot of work ahead of us. Well, let's see what Mr. Vatutin can do for Russia. Now I've chosen the aidz.h to lead our army. But we can't focus on our army because we're going to have to improve the nation's industry first to get the funds. Now we're going to choose factory bailouts over privatization. But unfortunately for us, we're going to encourage capitalists, something that I'm not going to normally do in my videos. And I'm also going to do government favoritism. I don't want to do it, but it gives me good buffs. When Vatutin took control of Russia, we released some puppets, Now it's time to reintegrate them into the motherland. Now it's time to secure Vatutin's control over Russia. By completing a few focuses, we'll eliminate the other parties which oppose him. Unfortunately, that includes the socialists. But now we've got the 1953 Constitution, and we are going to praise Vatutin for his work, even though I'm quite sketchy of his ideas. Now that we're done with the political and industrial side of the focus tree, we can move over to the Russian army. Now, our Russian army is pretty broken, and it's pretty small compared to countries like Germany, Austria, the United Kingdom, etc. Now, we're going to increase the quality and size of our Russian army, but as you can see, we're not doing so well, logistically wise. Now, I don't only want to improve our nation's division templates and army size, but also I want to improve the nation's technology. I want to absolutely dominate the battlefield with technology. And after we improved our nation's doctrine, we had officially doubled the nation's army size, not to mention the technology and division template. Now, it's 1956, and I've been waiting for around 3 years for the Germans to do something. They haven't done anything, so I'm going to use a console and just dive straight into war. Hopefully, these army preparations will come in handy.
Звездною ракетой вы стремиться с каждым днем. Сами ясные рассветы мы над Родиной зажжем. Зажжем, слава вперед смотрящему, слава вперед идущему, пусть наше настоящего звездному грядущему. Героев путь тревожный, верю, мы пройдем с тобой. Зыбкой тропкою таежной, звонкой лунною тропой. Путь наш легендарен в марше завтрашних годов.
And the Russian military government has absolutely demolished not only the Germans, but also the Austrians. Let's go. And we also integrated our puppets Estonia and Latvia. Well, I think it's safe to say that the Russian military government is the strongest nation in the world. We have absolutely humiliated the Germans and the Austrians single-handedly, and it was all help to our glorious leader, Mr. Vatutin. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and by the way, I'm probably going to try out a few new games like Stellaris, Victoria 3, Crusader Kings, the list goes on. You guys can just leave a comment in the comment section below what game you want me to try. Anyways.